Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi, brothers and sisters. Yesterday my friend came and I stopped a post, and this morning I continue from that. I was reading the revelation of the Koran. So let's see the meaning of what I had read yesterday. So it says, verily the unbelievers, you warn them or you don't warn them, they will not believe. So the unbelievers are unbelievers and they will not believe, meaning majority of unbelievers have strong in their heart not to believe. So if you warn them, they will not believe. If you even in the prophet time, prophet show a miracle, they won't believe as well. So their heart is like stone, so they will not believe. I'll tell you a story of the wrestler champion at the time of the prophet time. A wrestler champion, and the prophet said to him, I want to have a wrestling match with you. If I win, would you become a Muslim? I believe the story was, he said, yes, I would become a Muslim if I lost. Of course, the wrestler champion would not believe the prophet would win, because the prophet never been seen wrestling with anyone. So wrestling is not the prophet's sport, or something that he had not done. Maybe he had not done before, but he knows what wrestling was. So the prophet had a wrestling match with the wrestler champion at the time. So they wrestle. Very quickly, the champion was overcome by the prophet, meaning the prophet had won. So the prophet just wait for him to say, I would become a Muslim, but he didn't say that he would become a Muslim, even though he lost in wrestling match with the prophet. Normally he would wonder where the prophet got the strength from and would believe that the prophet won the match because of a miracle, the power from God, and he would in turn feel that he had to be humble with this power of God, and then change his heart to follow the prophets, became Muslim, but that didn't happen. So that was it. Prophet was trying his best to make people believe, but prophet also failed to make people believe. There was also another example. He called a person, you say the tree. So you see the tree, so the prophet, the person say yes. And then the prophet called the tree. When the prophet called the tree moved to him. After that, prophet would think that person would become believer. He has seen the miracle. He would become a believer. But no, that person still would not believe or would not have become a believer. So it is like whether you warn them, you not warn them, they would not believe. So this not believing is very strong in man's heart, and that why at the time of the prophet there are people who believe and people who don't believe, and they were at war between one another. So they are ready to die. So these unbelievers are also ready to die for their heart of not believing. So it's very strong feeling of not believing. And the opposite is a strong feeling of believing, of course. And that is the revelation of the Koran. Anzartahum am lam tunzirhum la yu'minun. Whether you warn them, you don't warn them, they would not believe. And Allah continue on saying, to them will be hell. Okay, that is person's strong feeling of disbelief is also okay. Maybe I continue with reading that verses after that. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَقُولُ آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ وَبِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهَ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَمَا يَخْدِعُونَ إِلَّا أَنفُسَهُمْ وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ. So let's see the meaning of this revelation. So the meaning is part of the human being, a portion of the human being said to people, we believe in Allah, we believe in the day of judgment, but Allah was saying, no, they don't believe. The belief is only what they say, but what is in their heart is not believing. So we also have this kind of people in this world. I've seen that one leader saying that he condemned the other people, saying that they are pretenders, they are munafikin. He was saying to the people who seems to be Muslim, but they say they are pretenders. So you just imagine a leader in a country telling a group of Muslims saying they are munafikin. So there are actually people, I think I told you the story before, someone who had graduated from university studying Islam, and then he give lecture, talk on Islam. Of course, he had the knowledge of Islam, and when he was graduated from university studying Islam, he's expected to be knowledgeable. And what happened was, his wife was telling that her husband not performing salat, not doing the prayer that the Muslim normally would do. Or would you consider him a believer? It's very hard for me to say whether he's a believer or not. Maybe not, because he has not performed the prayer that normally Muslim do as pillar of Islam. I cannot say he's a believer. Or if he had believed, he must be believing only a little. It's very hard for me to say that. So just look at what it is that he had not performed salat. So we cannot say that he is a believer. Okay, we cannot say people who had not performed salat a believer. That's all, because we base it on a believer belief and doing good. A believer belief and doing good. So he missed something. He missed something. He was not doing good. And whether he believe or not, in their heart, leave it to Allah to scan his heart. Of course, we don't know what one's heart is. We can only say from what he was doing. So he was not doing good. Okay, so in this world we have people who say that he believe, but in their heart they don't believe. And Allah is saying also they cheat Allah. So these people is cheating Allah and the people who believe. And Allah also saying that such people will be punished in hell because they are cheating. But Allah also saying they are only cheating themselves. So they are not cheating they are not cheating Allah. In reality, they are cheating themselves, and Allah punish them in hell with the revelation to them will be punishment, severe punishment in hell, because they are cheating. Okay, now let me talk on what is happening in this world and talking about what country we want to talk about. I've been talking about UK, US. So now let's talk about other country. Okay, I think I have to choose one country I want to talk. Let me choose one country to talk on. Let's see whether I can pick one country in Europe. Germany. Okay, let us talk about Germany. What I know about Germany. So Germany used to be a powerful country. When they were powerful, they wanted to expand and start to attack its neighbors. It was successful initially. It expanded. It had conquered France very quickly. It conquered France, and they got very ambitious. They wanted to conquer Russia. And then when they reached Stalingrad, they were unable to conquer the city of Stalingrad. There was a bit of fighting there. And the Russian was able to defend Stalingrad from being conquered by the German army. And then come the severe winter, Russian severe winter. They couldn't, of course, stand the cold of the winter. And then they retrieve. After that retrieve, of course, they got weaker as well. Of course, many of them die in their fighting, and they got weaker. And then the Russian got the upper hand and pushed them back. That is the Eastern Front. And on the Western Front, Britain, U.S. Army or land in Normandy. So there is a film made on the attack to liberate France from Germany by the Allied army landed on the beach of Normandy. I remember seeing that film when I was young. Title of the film, The Longest Day. And from there on, German army was slowly pushed back. I remember reading a book when I was young about this American bomber B-17. America was good in making this long-range bomber carrying tons of bombs. US very good at this. They're still making good bomber that carry tons of bomb. Long-range bomber which carry tons of bombs. They keep making this kind of bomber, of course, with more advanced stealth technology B-14. They also jet engine B-1. I think B-52 is really big with, I think the B-52 4 engine on one side and 4 engine on the other side, so it's 8 engine B-42. How many tons bomb it can carry? Let's see how many tons bomb it can carry. I don't know, I cannot remember. So they had used it in Vietnam, and seen it drops its bomb from its belly. You see the bomb falling like rain from the sky. Bomb the Vietnamese. Yes, I remember it's used in Vietnam. Where else it been used? This B-52. I don't know. Maybe there are also other places that B-52 had been used, but I think B-52 was not made during the Second World War because it used jet engine, but B-17 was used. It has propeller. How many propeller it has? Maybe 2 propeller on one side, 2 on the other side. And what is amazing is that it placed gunners at the back of the plane. It has gunners on top and on the side. So gunners is shooting at the plane, trying to attack it from the sides, the top and the bottom. So this is the B-17 have gunners with machine gun, of course. So this B-17 has, let's see how many crew it has. So the pilots and the co-pilots 2, and the gunner 1 on each side. So there's 2, 1 on top, 1 at the back. How many is there? Only 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. The pilot and the co-pilot 2. So this B-17 has 6 crews. So they say that this B-17 was instrumental weapon that make the Ally able to subdue the German. At one time, I remember reading the book after B-17 was bombing a city, and then after 3 days the city was stench. So when the city was stench, meaning many people die and not buried, so it just left there stench. So the city was stench after B-17 bombed a city in Germany. Okay, that was a war between Germany and the Ally. The German was among the first country to produce missile. They call it V rocket, they call it. So this V rocket was fired from the coast, maybe the coast of France, because France was under German at the time, and then it hit London. So that was the first time that a kind of missile was used. UK had not had missile like the German had, because I never seen a story that UK fire V1 like things from the other side. So it's only German, and at that time German was able to produce jet plane M209, I believe the name. It's very fast, and it had reduced result, but they say they had produced it late, and it was not become effective because they had produced it late. Had they produced it in the beginning of war, maybe it will be turned. The result would be turned around, because the German Air Force would be dominating Air Force if the jet plane ME, couldn't remember, ME209, I believe, if that had been produced in the early time, maybe that will be, German will dominate the sky. German attack UK Air Force, German Air Force attack UK. UK had Spitfire and Hurricane, able to match German fighter. What's the name again? German fighter, very good fighter, equally matched, but slightly better. But Spitfire and the other one was Hurricane was able to match, but the German fighter was a little bit faster. In the Battle of Britain, where the German lost the A battle in UK. Still the German was attacking, UK was defending, so most of the A fighting happened in UK, and somehow UK pilots was able to match. So meaning that if German can shoot 10 aircraft, UK aircraft, UK also able to shoot 10. So it's match. So in the end, it's match. Then in the end, you should count the number. So whoever got greater number would likely to win because of this match. I cannot say the British fighter was better, because German fighter was also good, but I think the number of German fighter was getting less because the industry was heavily bombed by B-17. So America had played a good important role in the Allied winning against the German. The Ally and the Axis, they call it. Yeah. So Axis is German, Ally is UK and US. So US had played important role in destroying the German industry. So they choose the target where the place the German build their planes, they just bomb it. Of course, German was also trying to defend it. They sent fighter planes as well. They are also, but the thing about US, when they attack in swarm. I remember seeing a video when they attack Japan. Look at the sky, it filled up with bombers. So similarly, I think when US attacked Germany, the number of B-17 used must be in hundreds. So of course the bomber would able to shoot 10, and there's still another 90 coming to drop their bomb. So that's how UK, their strategy is put the numbers to fight. They know statistically 20 may be shot down, there's still 80 survive. Even half survive would be enough to get the objective of destroying the industry of Germany. So it was done by B-17 mostly to destroy the German industry at that time. Of course, there was famous man Hitler, the party, they call it, what party is that? The swastika symbol, Nazi, yes. So Nazi party under Hitler. Why German go to war? Because they want to have a share in the sun, meaning that they were late in getting colonies. UK was getting colonies in Africa, in Asia, but German had not send their navy to other countries and colonize other countries. So they think they are being left out, and that's why historians say wanting a share of the sun. But they don't attack the colony. Instead, they had a war with the countries that had colonies. The French and UK had colonies, so they had a war with the country that had colonies. So that was German, had destroyed their industry. But then the German, after Second World War, they say it became their industry, the old industry was destroyed and they rebuilt. When they rebuild their new industry, it become efficient. We call it more modern, and German is good in producing cars, high quality cars, Mercedes, Benz, very popular Mercedes Benz. is a status symbol. If you are a successful businessman, show it by you owning Mercedes. People say, oh, he got Mercedes, so meaning that his business is successful. When a person start buying Mercedes after he start a business, meaning his business is doing well. So that is the thinking of the people. Mercedes is the symbol of prosperity. Maybe it still is. Yes, German is famous for car industry. BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes. Their car industry had not been destroyed by the coming of Japanese car industry. They still survive. People still buy Mercedes. They still produce Mercedes because people still buying their cars, Mercedes, BMW, even their motorcycle, BMW motorcycle with twin engine protruding on left and right, famous. Even the Japanese, some of them also like German motorcycle, BMW. And there is a shop in Japan selling BMW motorcycle. I believe also agent of Mercedes in Japan, I believe, because in German you can buy Toyota as well in German, so in Japan you can buy Mercedes as well, because people like brand. If they like the brand, they will say, I will just use Mercedes, no other car. Though they are Japanese, so some Japanese, they like Mercedes, so call it brand loyalty. It's always Mercedes. So even though they live in Japan and they have cars made by Japanese, if they have this brand loyalty on Mercedes, they will always buy Mercedes. So there is market for German car because of the quality. I realized the quality of German car. BMW 7 Series. Someone took me for a ride in BMW 7 Series. So when I first sit on that car, I hardly hear any noise, and I feel that quality is really superb. BMW 7 Series, and notice not much noise and not feeling a lot of vibration from the road unevenness. It's so smooth. So I feel that the quality of German car is there. I don't know whether I had ridden, whether I have driven German car. Maybe not, because I remember shifting a gear, a manual, and I feel that there is no vibration on the gear, what they call it, gear handle. I don't feel any vibration. Maybe I was also experienced driving German car. So I was remember telling my friend that I was amazed by the vibration-free gear. What do you call that? Gear. We just call it gear or gear joystick. I don't know whether it's called gear joystick or just gear. So I feel that German car is made to a quality that cannot be beaten by other cars, and that's the reason why German cars is ever popular, or people who are, I think the word is connoisseur. So the connoisseur of car would choose German car because it has quality that no other car can beat, and that's the reason why German is able to be prosperous, rich, prosperous country, because the German product, what they have produced, has quality. Okay, that's about German. So German is a rich country. I don't know whether they still rich today, but they have this clever people in engineering. So people look at the quality of, example, railway or train. So they look at how the German do it, and so they learn from the German technology how to make good train. They are not good in making passenger planes. They had not produced passenger planes. They had not produced jet plane by their own, but it is a joint venture. The Eurofighter is made by countries joined together making Eurofighter. It's very good fighter plane. Eurofighter. It is expensive, but it is very good, also popular. They can sell the Eurofighter to, I think, some of the Arab country is buying the Eurofighter. What else the German is good at? created jet plane but made in joint venture with other country. Other than that, car, motorcycle, the German are not bad people to the Muslims. I seen a video of a beautiful mosque in Germany built. So there's no problem of Muslim building mosques in Germany. And the German are also accepting religion of Islam. There are many converts in German, just like in UK. Also many converts, and in UK there are also beautiful mosques I seen in the video in Cambridge. It's beautiful mosque. You never seen that in Asia. You seen that in Europe, how they really made the mosque so amazingly beautiful inside and outside. I was even thinking of visiting this place, German and UK, to see this beautiful mosque they built. So the German are not feeling animosity to the Muslim, unlike Italy. Of course, in Italy they restrict the building of mosques in Italy, but in German and UK and also in Netherlands they don't restrict. And also this beautiful mosque built in Netherlands, in Amsterdam. I've seen that in the video, the beautiful mosque in Amsterdam, in Germany, and in UK, Cambridge. So this mosque I like to see if I have the opportunity to travel the beautiful mosque in Europe. What else? Germany. I know about Germany. Yes, it has good universities. Many people study engineering in German universities. Yes, they're also good in a lot of scientific journal and research made in Germany. It was produced in Germany, so there are good universities in Germany. So it's a good place to study engineering. Germany is a good place to study engineering. Of course, when you study engineering in Germany, you have to study the language, because the university in Germany will teach in the language of German, of course. So what else is Germany? I have been there. Yes, I had visited Germany when I was a student. Hamburg. What else I visited? Yes, it's near the port. So I was taking a ferry from UK, then travel to Hamburg. I traveled during month of December. Actually, it's not advisable. I don't advise you to travel by ferry from UK to Germany in December. The sea was very rough and I got seasick, very bad seasick. I had never experienced a rough sea more than what I have experienced when I was travel using ferry from UK to Germany. But at the time I don't know about the sea condition, so there was a trip I just joined, but now I know because I have worked in offshore location for 5 years. So I know the month of rough sea, the month of calm sea, and the month of December, January, even February, even November is rough sea season. And then after March, April, June, July, August, maybe not too bad, calm, very calm sea. I remember when I worked in offshore, the sea is like swimming pool. When I pull a rope of the boat, of medium-sized boat, I can pull the boat to the platform where I jump into the boat. So just imagine, it was like a swimming pool during the time that the sea is like a swimming pool. So calm, not even a ripple, and I was able to pull a ship. Okay, that about the rough sea, and that about my trip going to Germany. What else about Germany that I know? I think that's all. So now, brothers and sisters, let me read the Koran to you. Okay, to get the barakah of this morning, let me read the first sentence on this page in Arabic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa ma qadarullahu haqqu qadari is qalu ma anzalallahu ala bisurim min syai'. قل من أنزل الكتاب الذي جاء به موسى نورا وهدى للناس تجعلونه ستبدونها وتخفون كثيرا وعلمتم ما لم تعلموا أنتم ولا آباؤكم قل الله ثم ذرهم في خوضهم يلعبون صدق Allahul Azim. So brothers and sisters, let's see the meaning of the sentences on this page. They is not worshipping Allah in the way this appropriate when they say Allah had not revealed anything to mankind. Say Muhammad, who is sending down the book of Torah that was brought by Moses as light and guidance to mankind. Then you make the book as paper that's spread around. And then you show a portion, then you hide a portion, whilst they have been taught to you what you have not known by you or your ascendant. Say Allah had revealed send down his revelation, then let them play in misguidance. So people play in misguidance, meaning that they had not taken the revelation of Allah seriously. And the book of the Koran that we send down, which is full of blessing, confirm their book that have been sent down before it, so that you give a reminder to the people in Mecca and the people who are around it, people who believe in the life of the hereafter. Then they are believers to the Quran, and they look after their duty prayer, duty salat. Who is more cruel from the people who falsified on Allah, or who say had revealed to me, but in reality had not been revealed anything to them. And the people who say, I will reveal like what had been revealed by Allah, is quite fearful when they had seen, when they will be seeing the people that have been cruel in their near death, whilst the angel will hit them while saying, get your soul out. In this day, they will be punished with the punishment that is graceful, because you are saying things on Allah which is not true, and you have been proud on His revelation. So these people who are cruel, when they die, the angel will hit them with their hand. So meaning, look like hit maybe on the face. So if angel hit on the face, is they got slapped by the angel. On the day they are dying, or before they die, the angel came and slapped them on the face. So it's mentioned here, angel hit them by his hand, meaning, so angel hit by his hand, normally hitting to discourage them is normally slapping. And you will truly come to us alone. Similarly, as when we created you in the beginning, and whatever we give you, you left behind in this world. You will not see anyone helping you, and the people who are with you that you think they are partnership on Allah, meaning that what they had worshipped, the idol, would not be there to help them. So their false God will be helpless. Verily, then the rope is broken from you, and lost is what you had been thinking, what you've been speculating as partnership of Allah, meaning that really what they had worshipped on earth other than Allah had not come to help them, so they had not got any help. And Allah would just punish them, and no one, they will not get any help. Okay, brothers and sisters, complete my reading of the Quran. Now let me read Gospel of Barnabas. Okay, we should be reading this chapter 138. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. When morning was come, early all the men of the city with the women and children came to the house where Jesus was with his disciples, and besought him, saying, Sir, have mercy upon us, because this year the worm have eaten the corn, and we shall not receive any bread this year in our land. Jesus answered, Oh, what fear is yours? Know you not that Elijah, the servant of God, while for 3 years the persecution of Ahab continued, saw no bread, nourishing himself only with the herbs and wild fruits? David, our father, the prophet of God, for 2 years ate wild fruit and herbs, being persecuted of Saul, insomuch that twice only did he eat bread. The man answered, Sir, they were prophets of God, nourished with spiritual delight. Therefore they endure well. But how shall these little bones fare? And they show him the multitude of their children. Then Jesus had compassion of their misery, and said, How long is it until harvest? They answered, 20 days. Then said Jesus, See that for 20 days we give ourselves to fasting and prayer, and God will have mercy upon you. Verily I say unto you, God has caused this death, because here began the madness of man and the sin of Israel, when they said that I was God or Son of God. When they had fasted for 19 days, and on the morning of the 20th day they beheld the field and hill covered with ripe corn. Thereupon they ran to Jesus, recounted all to him. And we had heard it, Jesus gave thanks to God, and said, Go, brethren, gather the bread which God had given you. The men gathered so much corn, they knew not where to store it. The thing was cause of plenty in Israel. The citizens took counsel to set up Jesus as their king, knowing which he fled from them, whereupon the disciples drove 15 days to find him. Okay, that interesting story of people fasting due to the misery they suffer. So in the end, they were getting the reward of the fruit of labor. Okay, with that, I complete my video today. Thank you very much for listening.